Beautiful friends, welcome to Casa Naturals, and thank you so much for coming to watch our live. Yes, so while I'm waiting for you, friends, I just want to share something. Wow, you want to before you join? Yes, so like always in my videos, my friends, like I'm a Christian, so I can't do minus the word of God. So in most cases, what I do, if I'm doing just a video, I upload a video, I always put a verse. The first thing I have to add a verse, like a visual of a verse. So I was like, even in my life, of course, there are times when I talk about God always, but I feel that it is not enough when I just speak about just a few words. So what I've decided, by God's grace and of course by the wisdom, by the Spirit of God, is that I'll be starting with a verse. Yes, beloved. So I always read my Bible. So from June I was reading Deuteronomy up to first week of July. So I actually finished Deuteronomy today. So our word of inspiration is coming from, there's a verse which struck me today when I was reading my last chapter in Deuteronomy, actually, which is chapter 34. So, we talk about skincare on Casa Naturals, and we talk about hair care. Yes. So, friends, what struck me was, Moses was God fearing, like he could speak to God face to face. Like he was so different, friends. Like some of us, if we were to come close to God, just his glory, like we can't stand, my friends. So like for Moses, he would speak to God face to face. He was so blessed. So the time came when Moses was about to die, and you do know what, it's actually God who buried him. What a blessing. So now what struck me was that in chapter 34 verse 8, the Bible, chapter 34 verse 7, that's where the word of inspiration is coming from. It says 7, Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eyes were not dim, nor his natural vigor diminished. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moses ended. Thank you so much, friends, for joining Casa Naturals today, and I appreciate you so much for coming. So we are just reading the word of inspiration. So, what struck me about the verse was that, when you fear God, friends, like you have that vigor, your strength will not diminish. Your skin will look like you are 30, even when you are 40, you get. So I'm waiting for you, friends, to join our live. Yes, friends, like the word of God, it doesn't miss in my life. It gives wisdom. Well, I'm waiting for you. So I was gifted this Bible all the way from Spain. Yes, so like I read my Bible every day. Yes, so welcome, friends. So the verse that we just read, like it's aligning with the topic that we want to talk about today. So we are going to talk about everything you need to know about sunscreen. Everything that you need to know about sunscreen and how to protect your skin. So welcome to our channel, friends. So today we are diving into the world of sunscreen. Did you know that using sunscreen daily can significantly reduce, your risk of skin cancer and premature aging? Did you know that? So let's explore everything you need to protect your skin. Yes, so we are talking about everything you need to know about sunscreen and how to protect your skin from cancer skin and to reduce aging, my friends, to reduce aging. So of course, um people, like, we apply sunscreen, friends. Like, if you want your skin to look nice and young, don't forget sunscreen, because you are protecting your skin from UV damage. You're protecting your skin from UV damage. So you know what, friends, like, your skin, actually, before we go to that, like, sunscreen is just a topical product. It's a topical product designed to protect your skin from harmful UV rays. So sunscreen protects your skin from harmful UV rays. So there are two main types, actually. There are too many types of sunscreen. There's a physical sunscreen and there's chemical sunscreen. So physical sunscreen is the one which we apply on the skin. Yes, and it absorbs the UV rays or radiation. That's the physical. So the physical sunscreen, which it's actually just sit on our skin and reflect the UV rays. So there are two types, friends. We've learned that there are two types. Yes, physical and thank you so much, friends, for joining Casa Naturals today, and I appreciate you so much for coming. So today we are talking about sunscreen, everything you need to know about sunscreen. So comment in the chat section below where you are watching us from, friends. I appreciate you so much, and I love you, friends, and I appreciate you for your love and support that you are showing to Casa Naturals. So we are talking about sunscreen, how to protect your skin from sunscreen. Yes, how to protect your skin from sunscreen. Don't go away, friends. Come. We talk about how to achieve flawless skin. Like, sunscreen doesn't actually short in my routine. So what I do, like, I buy in bulk. Of course, I'm going to show you two samples that I use. Yes, friends. So friends, like, sunscreen actually helps helps your skin to look flawless, and it's protected from the sun damage. So friends, to understand, because sunscreen, in sunscreen there is what is called SPF. So SPF stands for sun protection factor. So it measures how well sunscreen protects your skin from UVB rays. So the ones that cause actually sunburn, the one that causes sunburn. So if you notice that your skin has sunburn, friends, then it could be that you are not using sunscreen. So sunscreen protects from sun damage. It protects from sun damage. So for instance, or for example, SPF 30 blocks about 97% of UV rays. It blocks about 97% of UV rays. So also you would find that about 80%, however, like, while SPF 50 blocks about 98%, it blocks about 98%. So however, beloveds, you discover that sunscreen can't block 100% of UV rays. It can't. So whether you use SPF, the one which has SPF 30, 50, 90, it's not going to protect your skin like 100%. That's what we need to know, my friends. That's what we need to know. So I appreciate you so much for giving this video a thumbs up. My friends. Yes. So kindly hi, friends, say hi in the chat section. So today we are talking about what you need to know about sunscreen. I've talked about how sunscreen can protect your skin from UV damage and prevent sunburn, and how it can reduce aging. So of course, I also talked about two types of sunscreen. There's chemical and physical. So the physical is the one which just sits on the skin. Now let's talk about okay, before we go to how to apply, I'm going to show you like the sunscreen which I use. So I use Daiso. I hope you're able to see that. So this is the Daiso that I've been using. I had actually purchased of recent. So this one has a sunscreen SPF 90. So it's a light texture and breathable, and it's organic. I like the fact that it's organic. Yes, so this is the one that I've been using. It has SPF 90. And I've also, this is a liquid one, but this one is in a cream form. This one is in a cream form. F50. FPF 50, and it's actually a vitamin C refreshing whitening sunscreen. So they are saying it's a complete skincare with a high concentration of vitamin C. So this one has a high concentration of vitamin C. Yes, but of course they're from the same brand. So I've been looking for a color. It's more like a lighter sunscreen, but I couldn't find one, so I'd gone for this one. However, it's not like I want a clear one, crystal clear one, but this one is more like white in color. This one is more like white in color. So I alternate between these two depending on what I want to do. So of course, as we go on in our video, I'm going to share with you tips on how to apply it, and when you should use sunscreen and when not to use sunscreen. Yes, friends. So if you use sunscreen, just comment in the chat section. Tell me what type or what brand do you use, and do you use sunscreen? Like when you go swimming, when you go out, do you apply sunscreen? So I'm going to share with you the tips on how to apply, when not to apply. So give this video a like and subscribe to Casa Naturals. So friends, now let's get into the common myths about sunscreen. Thank you so much, friends, for coming to watch our live video today. So we are talking about what you need to know about sunscreen. Like sunscreen makes your skin looks beautiful, and it reduces the early aging. Now let's talk about the myths. So myth number one of using sunscreen is that I don't need it. I don't need sunscreen on cloudy day. That is false. That is a myth. Like on a cloudy day, my friend, you need sunscreen. Because a cloudy day, up to 80% of UV rays can penetrate the clouds. So even on a cloudy day, my beloved friends, you need sunscreen. My friends. Yes. So myth number two is that sunscreen is only necessary in summer. But actually that is false. That's not the truth, my friends. Because if you find like sunscreen is necessary, whether be it on a cloudy day, whether in summer, like you need sunscreen, my friends. You need sunscreen in your routine. Yes. So friends, like comment in the chat section if you use sunscreen. If you use sunscreen or you skip sunscreen, like in your routine, how do you use it? My friends? I would love to hear from you, my friends. Yes. So actually, if you are finding this video helpful, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share to friends and families whom you think they can benefit. Subscribe, friends. So today we are talking about what you need to know about sunscreen. So of course, at night, probably you might have a question. Some people do ask, like, can I use sunscreen at night? So you can't use sunscreen at night because you know what, my friends, like at night, sunscreen at night there are no UV exposure. At night, there are no UV exposures, so you can't use sunscreen at night. So you only use sunscreen during the day. So how to apply, how to apply sunscreen? So you don't need a lot, my friends. You don't need a lot. You just need a dime size. So in most cases, like I used to put a lot, and I'll have that the after white stuff, the whitish stuff. Actually, you know what, friends, my sunscreen has spilled. Oh my god. Okay, we're just going to use the one which has spilled. So like mine, it's white in color. That is how it looks like. Okay, or the rest which has spilled, no, it's on Casa Naturals. So mine looks like white. I'm just going to apply it on my hands. Like you don't need a lot, you just need a dime size. In most many people think that by applying more products then they work effectively, but you don't need to apply a lot. You don't need to apply a lot. And please, you know what, friends, don't forget your neck. Like in most cases we forget the neck and the back of the ear. So make sure that you apply it on the back of your ear. So I appreciate you so much, friends, for watching our video. Please support Casa Naturals by subscribing. And if you're a fellow YouTuber, just tell me in the chat section, then we'll be able to support you, my friends. So today we are talking about the importance of sunscreen. All you have to know about sunscreen in your skin routine. So like, friends, if you don't apply sunscreen, you need to invest in one. You need to invest in one because sunscreen is going to protect your skin from UV damage, from skin cancer, and it will reduce aging. It reduces aging because you know what, friends, whether be it on a cloudy day, you have to apply sunscreen. You have to apply sunscreen, friends. So I use the liquid one. Like I just use a dime size on my skin, on my face, and on my body. So of course, friends, you know what, like sunscreen is the last product that you actually use in your routine. So like on my skin, how I use it, like on my face, after doing my cleanse, I cleanse my face, then I apply a toner, I apply a serum, I apply my cream, then lastly I apply my sunscreen. I apply some sunscreen. And the moment you start applying sunscreen, you actually see that your skin will change. Your skin will change. So friends, comment in the chat section below if you use sunscreen. Do you use sunscreen? Yes, so today we are talking about sunscreen. So I just showed you the ones which I use. So this one has the SPF 90 and this one has SPF 50. I've also used the ones which have SPF 30, but what you need to know is that there's no sunscreen which can protect you from the sun up to 100%. So usually it's from 80 to 85, from 80 to 85. So comment in the chat section below if you use sunscreen, my friends. So we are talking about how you can use sunscreen effectively. Yes, comment in the chat section, friends, or you can ask me questions. You can ask me questions on skincare and hair care, or skincare or hair care, friends. Yes, whether your hair is breaking or maybe you have issues with your skin, I'll be able to help you. So let me just do a recap before we end our video. Comment, friends, in the chat section. Okay, let me just do a quick recap before we go to our questions. So, friends, we were talking about how sunscreen works and what you need to know about sunscreen. Sunscreen protects your skin from UV damage, which can actually lead to skin cancer, and it actually reduces aging. So we talked about the two types of sunscreen. There's a topical sunscreen, and which is physical, and there's chemical sunscreen. So in most cases I use topical one. Like the topical one is the one which we apply on the skin. You apply it on the skin, yes, to protect your skin from UV damage. So we also talked about they had the SPF. Doesn't mean that then it's effectively protects your skin from from UV rays. So you find, for instance, we talked about if your product or your sunscreen has SPF 30, so it blocks about 97%. So there is no sunscreen which can actually protect your skin 100%. So we also talked about the myths about sunscreen. Some people say that you don't need sunscreen when it's a cloudy day. So that's a myth. You need sunscreen. You need to apply sunscreen even on a cloudy day, my friends. Then another myth we talked about is that many people think that you need to apply sunscreen only in summer. That's a myth. We need to apply sunscreen every day. And if you can manage, friends, you can reapply your sunscreen like after maybe an hour. But of course, I don't manage like reapplying sunscreen, but however, you can reapply. If you are able to, you can reapply your sunscreen. Yes, friends. So we are done, friends. Hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe to Casa Naturals and comment in the chat section, friends. Yes, I appreciate your support. So now let's take questions. Any questions, friends? Okay, thank you so much. So if there are no questions, let me just check my top fans. Like I've observed that YouTube nowadays actually puts there's something to the left where it says top fans, so that I can just give them a shout. Okay, so at CINARCE, thank you so much for being one of my top fans today. I appreciate you so much. Oh, okay, so Siaina CELIK is saying hi. Hi, my friends. Hope you are okay. Thank you so much. Do you apply sunscreen? So today we are talking about sunscreen. And do you have any question? On, it could be on skin care, it could be on hair care. Like on Casa Naturals, we talk about skin care and hair care, how we can take care of our natural hair and how to take care of the skin without using any toxic ingredients. Okay, so Silic said goodbye. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much for coming to watch Casa Naturals. I appreciate you so much. So if you haven't yet subscribed to Casa Naturals, subscribe, my friend. Subscribe before you go. So of course, I'll come back again after 4 hours to do a live with some of my friends. Like the time zone usually is different, so I need to cater for them as well. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Bye bye and God bless you. Please keep on smiling, because you know what, God loves you so much.